Hey guys, Average Joe here, and I'm back with a quick tip for those of you who have disassembled and reassembled your SelectTech dumbbells. It doesn't make a difference if it's Series 1 or Series 2, 552, or the 1090. I would recommend this on all of them. I didn't recommend it previously, but after having hundreds of kits out there installed and in use, with people disassembling and reassembling their dumbbells, I feel it is very important. I think that this is something that we should all do. I didn't even do it on my original dumbbell, or my original installs of my own dumbbells. I didn't need it. And now I just do it out of additional safety. And that is the use of Threadlock. So previously, I had not used Threadlock on any of my upgrades, whether it was my Series 1 or Series 2 or 1090s. I didn't need it. But I had a couple of customers who had either replaced OEM discs, so it wasn't even my upgrade, it was OEM, plastic discs, and customers who have replaced their OEM discs with my upgrades, where after a couple of workouts, they noticed that the assembly loosened up a bit. You know, this dial would kind of shake, the discs would move, the plate here, which really shouldn't move, would rock, and that's a sign that your assembly got loose. And what's going on here is this, or at least what I believe to be going on. When you rotate this dial to set your weight, if you're rotating in this direction, you're basically fighting the bolt, the friction between your dial, the washers, and consequently the bolt would cause the bolt to tighten further. If you are going counterclockwise, it would cause once again, the friction between these would cause the bolt to want to loosen. Now on mine, it wasn't an issue, but on some of those customers' dumbbells, that's what was happening. They would go, counterclockwise like this, and as they're changing their weights in this direction, over time, this bolt was getting more and more loose. So if you use some thread locker, this is just cheap stuff from Harbor Freight, but it works just fine. You can use Loctite brand, whatever brand you like, but a thread lock that you remove your bolts, put a few drops of this thread lock on the threads of the bolts, and then thread them back in. Make sure that once you thread it back in, you go through the normal safety test such that it's picking up all the weights properly, that the locking pin is working the way that it should, and make sure everything's fine, and that the bolts are set, or the nuts are set to their final degree of tightness that you need. And then once that thread lock dries, the bolt will not turn in the counterclockwise direction and loosen on you. It takes more force than the friction of this dial to loosen these when you're using a thread lock. So it's just an additional safety measure. I haven't had to do it on mine, but now I do. I just do it because, I don't want to, after all of this trouble, I don't want to, have this become a weak point in the assembly. So that's it. Use thread lock when you're doing your assembly, whether you're putting on one of my upgrades or you're replacing one of your OEM plastic discs. My guess is that they probably used a thread lock from the factory. In some cases, they actually use lock washers, which I do not recommend. Lock washers tend to, because of the shape of the washer, they tend to cause this selector dial to get tilted. And that means an uneven gap here. And so I do not like lock washers. If I have, in this case, I've replaced them. I don't have lock washers on my 552 Series 1. I replaced them with ordinary flat washers so that I have even pressure all the way around this disc and not, it's not cockeyed. That will actually affect the performance of your dumbbell as well. But the most important thing is making sure that you consider using Threadlock on your bolts. So that's it. I hope you found this video useful, and if you haven't yet, I hope you'll subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it, because I'm hoping to hit 1,000 subscribers so that I can begin doing some live streams on occasion when I have the time, and talk to you all directly and answer your questions and so forth. So thanks for watching, and have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.